Hello and welcome back. This is going to be episode 3 of Newport Supdnall. Welcome back everyone. Thanks for joining us. Quite a bit to talk about today. First off, right out the bat, sorry it's been such a long time since I've got an episode up. I know it's been absolutely ages. Been quite a few reasons for that, Christmas, life, the universe and everything. It's also been stealed away by Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs. Been playing quite a bit of that for a while, so kind of been out of the city's vibe for a while. Anyway, we're back now, and let's have a look at what we're going to do in this episode. What we're going to do, we're going to buy this square over here. We're going to hook the roads up to this highway. We're also going to get a start on the rail logistics. We're going to get a rail cargo hub in here. We're also going to take this one and come down, and we'll have a passenger station in here somewhere. And we're going to be quite destructive. This line's going to come right through the middle of all of this, so quite a lot of this is going to get destroyed. We're going to keep it elevated, and what we're also going to do is make it kind of like a bricked arch underneath, so it looks like it's solid rather than just a vanilla bridge. That's going to be the main focus of the episode. I've kind of come back here. I've already recorded this and come back to an earlier save to re-record this intro, because I changed what I was doing originally, and I also lost some footage. I put some stuff in over here that I lost the footage for, or I didn't record for whatever reason, me being a sack of spuds. The other thing I'll do is we'll just get a start on the university here, and we will come back to the university and do like a proper episode just on that once it's all upgraded. The end of the university, the last couple of buildings that it unlocks are absolutely huge, so I'm just getting that started at the moment. So the main focus, as I say, it's going to be this rail line through here. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a park in here. We haven't got any parks as such as yet. One of the bits that I missed from over here, or I haven't got the footage for, should I say, is a kind of a small park in between some more kind of civic buildings. We'll see that at the end of the video anyway. But what I also wanted to discuss is somebody in a forum online posted a very good thread that was saying there's an issue with time lapses where it's hard to tell what people are doing with the detail and what they're doing and stuff. So before I jump into the time lapse, I thought what I'll do is I'll try and go through some of the main techniques and things you'll see me using in the time lapse, because it might be a bit difficult to see what's going on. So if I can find a bit of free space where we're going to actually build the uni, it'll serve the purpose nicely for this. The main thing you're going to see me do is rail infrastructure. So if I just come into the transport tab, over to our trains, if I just throw a station down just so as we can unlock some track. Let's see, we're going to be using an elevated track, so I'm going to come down here and into me fine road tools. That's how I generally have it set up, so I generally leave anarchy on and bending off. let's see, force elevated, which is this one. If I come up a few meters, maybe not quite as high as that, and because this is going to be a curved track, and I just lay a simple curve like so, and then a second one. One of the things you're going to see me doing in this is using move it, which is down here. Just one single selection on for the minute. If I grab this node, bring it right up close, again bring the nodes up, so it doesn't really matter where I throw that second track down in the initial bit, because I'm just going to use move it to put it right up next to. One of the things you'll see me doing is jiggling these to try with move it, and all I'm doing here is grabbing the segment between these two nodes and just jiggling that backwards and forwards with the curve, just to be able to get the cantonries next to each other. And it's a little bit of a dark art, this. It takes just fiddling and very gentle movements with the mouse to just align, and that is basically how you would do that. Again, this section here, I'll just give that a nice little curve there. That one needs to come further in first. Give that a curve there, until it snaps, and you've got to watch it doesn't snap off the other one there as well. And then it's just a case of tweaking these nodes to get them so that the cantonese line up again. This one, if I just tweak that and just twiddle with the band a little bit, you see how this one's come off again. So it's just a case of just gotta tweak it till it goes. Come on, there. And this is, it does take forever to tweak to get them all. They will eventually go to the right spots if you prefer to fiddle with it enough. Occasionally you'll have to do that and then come back and relay a section. Doesn't always want to play, sometimes you've got to fiddle with it more than others, but you get the idea. If I just get a smaller section, one of the other things you'll see me doing is using retaining walls along the side of this. As I said, I want this to be like raised, but it's going to be a brick embankment or a brick support underpass, or whatever you want to call it. So if I go down to me find it, which is just, you know, the magnifying glass, obvious, nice thing for it, and this is me brick retaining wall. Now this is just like any other network, so just draw it in alongside. Come out to that, go into me move it, take the first node, drag it more or less to where I want it, and again with the other one, drag it more or less to where I want it, and I'm just going to use page up on that just to bring the height up to where I want it to be. Same with the other side, except it doesn't want to grab the node. Right, let's just take the pillar out the way for a second. That's one thing as well, because I'm putting these in, I'm probably just going to be deleting these because they don't make any sense having the brick in with it. And now I've got it to there. What am I doing? Copy. Yeah, single selection still. And then if I grab the wall itself, this can be tricky sometimes. There we go. And then just curve it in to where I want it to, so as it matches up. There we go. As simple as you like. And then the other one I'm using again is also let's just have the networks up. What I did there actually, just to quickly filter out, so I'm getting all kinds of other brick things like buildings, I just clicked on this filter, so I'm only looking at networks, so I'm getting like quays, retaining walls, railways and so on. Let's see, the one I'm looking for, I believe is that one, I think. And then the same as that first wall, except just need to bring this up, page up and page down, so it's, and the height is a little bit off there, but that's okay. We'll just move it down here again. So come out of there, move it, give it this end node. Okay. Now with this asset, one of the things is it's kind of a one-way round thing. So if I get hold of the whole thing, if I turn it round, you can see what I mean. And then again, it's just a case with moving, grabbing the node, putting it where I want it, and then this needs to come down a little bit because, as you see, it's slightly off the ground. Ideally, I would have liked this asset to have been able to have gone higher, but it only goes to where it goes, so that's how I've done that. And then again, go in and just match that curve. As you can see, that node needs to come in a bit. Oh, that's the wrong one. And that's basically how I've created that. What else will you see me do in the time lapse? Yes, I'll use, what's his name, won't I? If I just plop one of these university buildings down, it's one that I think has the okay, so one of the other mods you'll see me using during the time lapse is a mod called Prop Switcher. Now that lives up here under Clyde's mods, who also does the electric roads and such. This you might be familiar with. Anyway, the one I'm going to be using here is Prop Switcher, which is this P one. Now I've already selected it, but if I use the picker tool, which is this button here, I'm going over it, and then highlight the trade school here, it shows up in the building here. Now when I want to change something, I'll come into this box and it gives me a list down here of all the props attached to this building. So let's say the older, let's change that for let's see, a cherry blossom, and I add that rule. You can see that's now changed those trees to the cherry blossoms. I actually got quite nice with that. I might just leave them actually. So that's one you'll see popping up in the time lapse. Highly recommend that mod. I really thoroughly recommend that mod. Okay, so I think that's covered most of what people might be struggling to see in the time lapse or make out what I'm doing. So I will jump into it in a second. I would like just to say though, anyone ever has any questions about what I'm doing or how something's done, feel free to comment and I'll do my best to try and answer that as best I can any time. Like, you know, it's I'd only be too happy to, you know. Okay, so I'll jump in and then at the end I might have a little chat about detailing in general and talk about this area and maybe show you kind of some quick ways to detail without really detailing, as it were. And I shall see you shortly. so we're back. Let's take a look at what we've built, shall we? As I said, I got to start in this area off camera, so I'll show you what I've done here first. We've kind of got this central park. Well, it's not exactly a park, it's just a tiny little thing. And then around it we've got like a couple of like governmental type buildings, trying to mix the old with the new and stuff. So we've got a start of our city centre there coming along. A couple of buildings I've just slapped down here as place markers at the minute, just to seeing what I have basically. And as I said, we've hooked up this road all the way through now. So we've got a connection all the way through to the highway on both sides there. The other thing that we did is we put this train station in and the line, which you would have seen me doing in the time lapse, and then we also did this park. I'm quite pleased with how that came out, and for pretty minimal detailing, really, I'm thinking that's looking pretty nice. One of the main things I've done here, which if I show you this is a vanilla piece, and if I go with the painter mod and stick it back, that's what it looks like, vanilla. And if I just use painter, bring the colour down, match it kinda to the past but not quite, makes all the world of difference. Again with this painter mod, garish, horrible, don't like that. Just bring the colour down and blend it in so as it looks like it belongs in a park. Same with these piers. If we take them back to the vanilla colour, that's far too bright and garish. So we just bring it down. Actually, it helps if we can actually see what we're doing. And we get something much nicer. Again with this one needs doing. And hey presto, makes the world of difference that. So what else did we do? We put in this bunch of 5-a-side pitches and a community pitch, some nice car park. Used the big parking lots mod to do this one. Only recently installed that and thought I'd give it a go. It's not bad. Quite like the results with that. One of the things I would say with detailing is you don't have to detail absolutely everywhere. If you just splatter your trees around a bit and mix them up and use nice stuff, and then just in little areas like at the top of this bridge where it comes over, you can just add a little bit more here and there. You don't need to super detail everywhere like the entrance to that, and then yeah, I think we'll get rid of that and that. They're a bit too loud. And one of the main things is to use nice assets. See, like these trees and bushes, fantastic assets. Let me just if I bring my Steam page up here, most of these have come from here, this nature collection, Mr. Masion. Highly recommend. I'll leave a link in the description. So yeah, just adding a few bits of trees and a fence around, changing the colour on a couple of things, makes all the world of difference. So it's not been super detailed, and yet we end up with quite a nice park, I think. Right, okay, let's what are we going to do next? Next, I think we're going to have to, what I'll do off camera is I'll finish these supports off onto here. We're going to have to work out the levels here and tidy this up a bit. But the next major project is actually going to be the rails heading out, because at this point, from here on in, as you see there's a cargo train going down there, these rails will be shared by both passenger and cargo, and I consider that an absolute no-no for this game. I never do it. And now that we've started to get some cargo infrastructure from, you know, here to here, over here somewhere, isn't it? Over there, which will distribute further on the map and include into our port when we get to. So yeah, we'll separate those networks. So we've got a separate line that follows the identical path parallel to each other, similar to how it is over here. So that's going to be the next major project. Whether I do that on camera or not, I'm not sure. And the campus needs to get finished off. A couple of buildings for the level. We must have won a footy game or something. Yeah, a couple of buildings still to go in there, the last couple, and I think I'd like to try and get the athletics track in as well, maybe here somewhere, and then we can detail around that area and key that in. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for this episode, and I shall see you all next time. Thanks for watching.